It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show. Your destination for top high school previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Live. My name is Vince Delicio from the Varsity Sports Show, and where we wrap up the weekend sports locally and a little bit of national stuff, but mostly local wherever you are, whether it be in Phoenix, Tucson, Las Vegas, and anywhere else of interest. I want to start off by introducing our co-hosts and then taking a little bit of a pivot over what we normally do, because we have a special guest kicking the show off with us right after our co-hosts get introduced. So from ASU, we've got Ethan Kinney. Ethan, how's it going?
It's going great, Vince. How are you?
I'm great. And then from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV, Amaya Lucero. Amaya, what's going on?
What's up? I'm good. How are you?
All right. Second night in a row, you got to co-host a little Varsity Weekly last night. Hopefully that was a good time for you. You said it was definitely different. It was interesting and fun.
It was awesome. I love being live. So I'm having a blast.
Awesome. You're doing great work, sideline reporting for us as well, and doing some correspondence work. And Ethan, this week you had a chance to cover an interesting game out at Scottsdale Coronado High School. And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I got the opportunity to broadcast Coronado versus Desert Sunrise. Just a one-man broadcast, so a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it ended up being a really good game. A lot of big shots in the fourth quarter that were really fun to call, and it was Coronado's night, but Desert Sunrise just pulled out the win.
Great. And a great job by our lead technical director in that game, Chase Keln. So nice job there. Okay, so without further ado, we are going to bring on a special guest tonight. He was just recently named as the brand new head football coach out at Queen Creek High School. His name is Steve Huber. And Marla, if you would do the honors of bringing Coach Huber in so we can meet him. Coach Huber, welcome to Friday Night Live. How are you, sir?
Lost of sound. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How's it going, Coach?
Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties here. I had you, Vince, and thing.
Okay. Can you hear us now? We can hear you. All right. Okay. Well, let's Coach, can you hear us? How's that?
I can't hear you.
You cannot hear us. Okay. Well, what we will do is we're going to bring you back in just a minute. Marla, if you can work with Coach and maybe check his settings and whatnot, and in the meantime, let's bring Amaya back in, and we'll start off with our very first. Amaya is back. Let's start off with our very first guest, and that would be Thomas Gabo with Amaya. Take it away.
Hi, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, good. How are you, Amaya?
I'm fantastic. So I heard you are going to talk a little bit about the Flag Football Live game recap. Go ahead. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, yesterday. So the games happened yesterday. 4A and 5A state championships for Sierra Vista versus Green Valley was the first game inside Allegiant Stadium. I mean, they get to play in an NFL and college stadium, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the second game was Shadow Ridge and Bishop Gorman. But in the first game, Sierra Vista just ran away with it. They won 44-7. They got people all around making plays, and they're going to defend the 4A title next season. And for Shadow Ridge, they're led by Jelani Palmer. She's amazing. She has offers from all over to play flag football, and they won by 2 possessions against Bishop Gorman, 12-0. Overall, it was just a great experience to call games, do the camera work, and
Wow. So you were live down there and you got to be on the field in Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, we got to broadcast. We kind of had our own press box. Marla was there. A couple other people were there, but yeah, it was just a great opportunity to
Yeah.
broadcast high school flag football.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think they have to bring to the table going on into next year's season?
Well, yeah. Both of these teams obviously are champions, so they're gonna have a lot on their shoulders going into next season. But Shadow Ridge, this is their fourth state title, so I would say they have really much nothing to prove. Their coach is the most winningest coach in Nevada flag football history as of right now, and yeah, for Sierra Vista, they might have some people leaving, but I know their quarterback is a junior and she's coming back and she's really good. Amaya Lustig, I believe is her name.
Oh, okay, awesome. And how do you think that you're rooting for a team at all out of this?
Well, my alma mater was Coronado, so yeah, I'll be rooting for
Okay,
Coronado. But yeah, it's gonna be tough to defeat Shadow Ridge in the
yeah,
5A conference.
yeah. And what did it mean to you to be able to be a field correspondent for something in the kind of arena like or stadium like Allegiant?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I guess, humbling. I don't know. It had me at a loss for words. You get to, broadcast games inside an Allegiant Stadium, as my overall dream is to play-by-play broadcast
Yeah,
for the NFL. I mean, that was just a very, very welcoming experience for sure, especially in my
yeah.
hometown. So
Absolutely. I think that that is just we're all here for that reason to get to that point, and so that some of us are already getting that experience. I think that that is just such a cool, awesome thing that we would get to do with this company and this varsity sports.
right, exactly.
Absolutely. All right. Um, Thank you so much
Thank you so
for
much. Have a
joining
good
us.
one.
You too.
Okay, thanks, Amaya. Thanks, Thomas. Great job there. Let's try to get Coach Huber back in again. Coach Steve Huber, the brand new head football coach out at Queen Creek High School. Okay, Coach, can you hear us?
I can hear you. You got me?
It worked. Okay.
All
There
right.
you go. All right.
Sorry
Coach,
about that.
yeah, at no time did I ever think that we would have an issue tonight. So unfortunately, that is technology, and it happens sometimes. But anyway, that being said, thanks for joining us. A lot of excitement around this hire. The fact that you've got an incredible background. You were the defensive coordinator at Chandler last year, played in an open final, and some common opponents with Queen Creek. First of all, talk about your experience at Chandler.
Like I told the kids today at Queen Creek, it was exciting for me today, but it was sad too because I had such a great time at Chandler. Chandler is a special school. It's a historic school, historic program, great administration. Working with Coach Wisdom was awesome for my second year working with him. For what we did this past year, being able to make it to the Open, knock off Hamilton in the playoffs. It was a tough decision. It was hard. It was a hard decision, but this was something that I've been looking forward to my whole life, and it was one I couldn't pass up.
Having been a native of North Dakota, you were part of a couple of state championships back there, and in between that and Chandler, you had a stop at San Diego State where you were an assistant for a couple of years, an analyst, and that experience, the college game, and then transitioning back to high school. Differences, obviously some differences, but what were some of the takeaways from that your time at SDSU?
It was fantastic. I got a bunch of phone calls and texts today from people there. Coach Lewis texted me. Coach Barton sent me a voicemail. Special teams coordinator. College football coaches are a different breed. They are a different breed, man. They get up when everybody's sleeping. They get home when everybody's sleeping. But like I told the Queen Creek kids today, I said, college football years are like dog years. 1 year in college football is like 7 years somewhere else. And the knowledge that I gained just learning how to, deal with different individuals, being there with Coach Lewis on his first year, seeing him take over a program his first year, and then moving into like that second part of that first year, how he was looking to change different things, adjust different things. My last 2 years, and I worked with some great people. I worked with Coach Mattern in Fargo, back in Fargo, but these last 2 years with Coach Lewis, Coach Schmidt, and Coach Wisdom has done wonders for me.
Coach, you were joining a program that, while the cupboards are not bare, they lost a couple of key players, including a young man that is arguably the best all-around athlete in the state of Arizona and a pretty darn good quarterback and pitcher. What do you see in this Queen Creek team that you're stepping into this role now?
Well, I mean, they are who they are, right? I told them again today. I said I've been down here since 2020, and I've never heard a coach, a person, anybody say a negative thing about Queen Creek football. They work hard, they practice hard, they play hard, they play the right way, and that's why I told them that it was the job that intrigued me when it came open. There were other jobs that I didn't pursue, and when this one came open, just knowing the type of kids that are in that community. And when I say community, that's the other thing. I think it's hard in Arizona to really have a sense of community with Arizona high school football. And I think if there are certain schools, certain areas, Queen Creek is one of them. And that's what's exciting.
Let's talk about your staff. Are you bringing some guys over? Are you cherry picking some other programs to bring some top talent over? The guys that are already there. I mean, I know this is all still fresh and new, but what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I had a good talk with one of the primary assistant coaches on staff today. I sent out my Google form questionnaire to all the existing coaches tonight. I just looked before I jumped on. I got about 5 or 6 of them back already. Obviously, being down here for now since the 2020 season, I've been able to make a lot of connections and a lot of contacts. I have some spots kind of filled internally, just haven't announced it yet. But I do want to meet with everybody that was on staff there, get a feel for them. See if have them get a feel for me. Coach Wisdom said it great when he started last year. He said, some of you might not want to work for me either. So I want to give them an opportunity to get to know who I am, and then vice versa, me getting to know who they are. And just at the end of the day, whatever decision we make, whether it's coaching, equipment, uniform, whatever, it has to benefit the kids. If it doesn't benefit the kids, we're not going to do it.
Awesome. Coach Steve Huber, brand new head football coach at Queen Creek High School, home of the Bulldogs. Coach, looking forward to having you on the Varsity Sports Show tomorrow morning as well. We'll continue this conversation, and thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate it, Vince. Thank you.
All right. Let's turn it back over now to our co-host, Ethan Kinney. Take it away, Ethan.
Yeah, so next we're going to be bringing on Mario Medina from Arizona State, and he is going to be talking to us about ASU baseball's home opener live from the field.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're all good.
Oh, perfect. Cool. Yeah, I'm currently here in Tempe, Arizona at Muni Stadium. I was here for the entire game. It was a good game. If you're a Sun Devil fan, just to give a quick recap, though, Nulan Contreras, can't say his name properly, scores the first run for the season for ASU on the bottom of the second. But Omaha is able to score back in the bottom of the fifth with a home run by Brody Sexton. Eventually, the game goes to ASU kind of gets away a bit with a 3-1 lead by Garrett Michael as he scores the RBI sac fly. But eventually the game goes into 7-2, where the Sun Devils win the game pretty easily. It's a little chilly outside, so don't mind if I'm acting a little jittery and whatnot. I didn't wear the proper clothes today. I didn't think it would be a bit windy and cold, but it was a great game, man. It was a beautiful day, beautiful weather. ASU showed out. They're 1-0 in the season so far. I mean, for Omaha, it was definitely a tough loss. They kept it close for the majority until literally the eighth inning, where ASU just kept scoring runs and runs and runs, and they had chances to take the lead or score. I believe it was the fifth inning or the sixth inning where Omaha got the bases loaded with no outs, but they were only able to score one run during that process. So, I mean, tough loss for Omaha, but if you're a Sun Devil fan, it was a good day as they're 1-0, and they do play Omaha this entire weekend. They play them tomorrow, I believe, at 1 o'clock. At 1 p.m. on that time, Arizona time, and then Sunday, roughly around the same time or so. But ASU's 1-0, so I mean, good for them. Hopefully, they keep this momentum going heading into the next few seasons, or excuse me, few games and whatnot. And we'll see what they got to go.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Mario. Live from the Arizona State Baseball Stadium, we are going to pass it back to Amaya.
Thank you. Next up, we have Jamarion Johnson from UNLV talking all about the Las Vegas A's.
Today's NBA news shook the league. After a blockbuster deal with the Clippers, James Harden is now a Cavalier. The Cleveland Cavaliers acquiring James Harden in exchange for fellow All-Star Darius Garland and a 2026 second-round pick, a move that will immediately impact both teams' playoff hopes. Harden, who is 36, has been playing at a high level this season with 25.4 points a game and 8.1 assists per game. His best scoring stretch in years, but the Clippers struggling to stay above 500. The front office opted for a change of direction. In return, Los Angeles gained Garland, a 26-year-old two-time All-Star guard, plus future draft capital. For Cleveland, this is a win-now move. The Cavs are in a tight Eastern Conference playoff race and see Harden as an experienced scorer and playmaker who can elevate the team in the postseason. In a season full of surprises, this trade could reshape the Eastern Conference playoff picture or be a gamble that defines Cleveland's title shot window.
And welcome back to Friday Night Live. Great show so far. Our very own Jamarion Johnson from UNLV, and good report there. A lot of good stuff going on in the community. You know, even though we're just off of finishing up football season in the NFL, we're really deep into basketball. March Madness coming a couple of weeks from now. We'll be talking baseball soon. We're in high school basketball playoffs. I mean, a lot of good stuff going on. Where do we go from here? Who's next?
Nicholas Raschke.
Amaya, take it away. Yeah.
Absolutely. Next up, we have Nicholas Raschke from ASU talking all about MLAX recap.
Hey, Amaya, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing well. So, with baseball and softball under the way, one sport that's kind of under the radar is lacrosse, and ASU's lacrosse team is last year one of the best in the nation in the MCLA. However, this year they had their home opener yesterday. It was between ASU and BYU, and BYU got the better of them. 15-11 was the score. ASU had an early lead. They played really well in the first quarter, but once the second quarter started, and from about the second quarter onwards, BYU kind of took charge. They had a big I think it was an 8-2 scoring run. And when it came to a 6-on-6 play, BYU was just outshining ASU. ASU plays tomorrow against Utah Valley. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Arizona time. So we'll see what happens there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. What do you think that these teams have to bring into next season and next year?
Yeah, well, I think with lacrosse, it's really a big team game. So you have players from last year. You have the Butterfield brothers. You have Ryan Cups, Nick Eck, and those players are going to become team leaders going into this year and in the years to follow. And if a team can build that camaraderie, especially with a sport like lacrosse, that it's so focused on defensive switches and kind of shifting between different rotations, those teams are going to succeed the most.
Absolutely. And obviously lacrosse, like you said, it's underlooked. It's not as popular as basketball. What do you think someone who doesn't know a lot about lacrosse should know about?
Yeah, well, when I look at lacrosse, I think the sport you can compare it most to is hockey. I mean, it's physical. There's a lot of beating and banging, and physicality is encouraged. Of course, you have penalties and whatnot, but when it comes to a game as physical as lacrosse, you are running around the field. You have the ball. It's 10-on-10, and there's action everywhere along the field.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your night.
You too.
Yeah, so now I would like to introduce Jay Jufre from ASU, and she's going to talk a little bit about ASU basketball so far this season.
It's been a roller coaster this season. With Bobby Hurley's contract set to expire, the Sun Devils may be looking towards a new era. Arizona State basketball has struggled to find consistent success. A team that has not been a true Big 12 contender and has not consistently been one for several seasons. So what is it? Is it the roster? Is it recruiting? Or does it come back to leadership on the sidelines? Bobby Hurley is now in his 9th season at Arizona State. When he arrived in Tempe, there was energy around the program. A former Duke standout, a national champion, and a coach known for his intensity. There have been flashes, NCAA tournament appearances, big wins over ranked opponents, moments that suggested progress, but there also has been inconsistency. And recently, even Hurley acknowledged the frustration.
Is the team at a point where we've been breaking, or we've been broken from just the losses?
That honestly reflects where the program stands right now, searching for answers in one of the toughest conferences in college basketball. Hurley's contract runs through the end of this season. There is currently no extension in place, which makes this year even more significant. Arizona State now faces a decision: continue building with a coach who has led the program for nearly a decade, or evaluate a new direction as the Sun Devils try to establish them in the Big 12. For now, the focus remains on finishing the season strong, but the bigger picture questions are not going away. It feels like ASU basketball gave up on Bobby Hurley long before his contract was over. For Varsity Sports Show, I'm Jay Jufre.
All right, guys, welcome back to Friday Night Live. Coming up, what do we have coming up? Looks like we are going to get a little recap, but great show so far. We've had a lot of good content this week. We've got high school playoffs that have just kicked off in the last couple of days, and tomorrow morning we're going to hear about some of the matchups in the Open that are going to be set as the AIA reports all of that information, and we'll be out there broadcasting, producing some games as well. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to kick it over to Amaya.
Awesome. Thank you. Next up, we have Nicholas Hill joining us from ASU doing a recap of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Oh, hi, Maya. So obviously this year, the Seahawks were our Super Bowl champions. And what's interesting is a lot of people like to kind of point out and think the reason that they won was mainly from their defense, which is a fair argument because, I mean, they had 6 total sacks that game. They also forced 3 turnovers, one of them going back for a touchdown. But something I kind of want to emphasize that actually did really change this game was how good Seattle's special teams were. What's funny is actually, Jason Myers, the Seahawks kicker, he had 17 points that game. That led everybody from both teams in total points. So there are some people actually in this world that think Jason Myers should have been the Super Bowl MVP just because of that. Obviously, that award went to Kenneth Walker, which I think is completely fair because, I mean, he was really the only player on Seattle's offense providing like any offense. I believe he had 150 yards somewhere around there. But yeah, I mean, and kind of an unsung hero of that game, I believe, is Michael Dickinson. He's the Seahawks punter. He punted the ball maybe like 3 times all the way back to the Patriots to 10-yard line. So they had to start really far back a lot of their possessions.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. What do you think was your favorite part of the Super Bowl this last weekend?
I've got to be honest. I just like seeing Seattle's like defense just kind of move as like one unit. Like they're so talented on every level of defense. They have great defensive line, great linebackers and corners. Like they're just elite in every single spot on defense. And they made Drake's life job like very difficult. I mean, he was running for his life almost every possession.
Absolutely. Thank you, and have a good night, Nick.
Thank you. You too.
All right, I'm now going to pass it back to Ethan.
Thanks, Amaya. And now with me, I will be having Hannah Flanagan, who will be talking about Austin Matthews becoming a Team USA captain for the hockey team.
Yeah, hi, how are you? I'm so excited to be here and to talk about this tonight because honestly, I don't think it's being talked about enough. Austin Matthews grew up in Arizona playing for the Junior Coyotes, like has helped the growth of hockey here in the Valley like tremendously. He was drafted first overall in 2016 to the Maple Leafs, but still comes back to Arizona, lives here in the summer, trains here. It's just like so incredible to see that and to see the growth that he's bringing here for hockey. And along with him, brothers Brady and Matthew Tkachuk were born in Scottsdale, and they're both on the roster. And they actually scored the first goal of the Olympics for Team USA. Like Matthew passed it to Brady, and he literally scored the first goal of the Olympics for Team USA, which is just like incredible that they're both from Arizona. And along with Matthews, like it's just so cool to see and to like see the growth of hockey here. And like we're seeing the best players in the world play in the Olympics for the first time since 2014 because they haven't played in that long. And it's just like there's no better time. Like I'm like so passionate about this because there's literally no better time to be watching hockey than right now. So like if you're an Arizona native and you want to watch hockey, because I know it's not big here, like this is the time to do it because we have 3 kids from Arizona playing on Team USA and representing our country and representing the state and like the growth of hockey here. So
Thank you, Hannah. I myself don't know much about hockey, so that was really informative. And now I'm going to pass it back to Amaya.
The Varsity Sports Show, reporting to you about Arizona High School's basketball final week of the regular season. With Arizona boys high school basketball regular season coming to an end this week, there's a lot of buzz in regards to playoff seeding in the upcoming playoff brackets across the state. Sunny Slope is sitting pretty at the top in Arizona with an impressive 22-2 record and have won 21 straight games before falling to Millennium earlier this week. Their consistency throughout the regular season has them poised for a deep playoff run. The buzz around their potential matchup with Millennium in the playoffs is totally justified, as both teams are powerhouses, and that game could easily be a sneak peek into the Open Division State Championship game. These 2 teams split their regular season matchups, with each side winning one of their 2 games. With Sunny Slope sitting as the #1 team in Arizona and 3rd in the nation, everyone is wondering if they can maintain their dominance throughout the postseason. Another team to watch out for in the Open Division playoffs is St. Mary's, who is currently on a 6-game winning streak going into their last game of the season. They are ranked 3rd in the state and are looking to build on their 4A state championship from last season with a long playoff run in the Open Division this season. With the regular season drawing to a close, the focus is now squarely on playoff seeding. Teams are fighting hard for every win to secure the best possible seeding, as every position can be crucial for a deep playoff run.
Good stuff, guys. Wow. I mean, you know, for a show that's normally 15 minutes, we definitely went over our time allotment, but we had a lot to talk about, and we're still not done yet. Ethan, what do we have coming up?
Yeah, so now I'm going to bring it to Jamorion Johnson, who is going to talk to us about UNLV track and field.
How's it going? I don't even think I can hear you guys right now, man. My thing's tripping. But yeah, guys, I had a chance to talk to UNLV track sprinter athlete Jada Boucher. She says she's having a great season. The whole season for the team is going well. She highlighted Carmelita Jeter, their head coach, a former Olympic track champion athlete herself. Says giving her tips and tricks, giving the team tips and tricks to get better on the start to finish of the races. And yeah, having their season's going well. They just had like three or four meets so far, and they progressed in every single one.
Yeah, so how do you think UNLV's track and field team...
My bad, man. I can't even hear you. I think malfunction or something. Oh, man. Technical difficulties. I think the team compares to others in a simple fact that they have a great head coach. The head coach has been to the Olympics, so she has all the knowledge, all the wisdom you could possibly have. That's the highest level of this sport. So I think they have a great mentor to train them and better them in those areas. So yeah.
Definitely. And one last question. What do you think the biggest lesson from an Olympian?
Oh, you mind typing
what
it
do
in
you
the
think-
chat?
Yeah, one second.
My bad, guys. Technical difficulties. Best thing they learned from the Olympian is to stay calm and composed during the race. Don't tense up. Stay smooth. Stay loose during the race, and how to keep pushing through adversity. They say they have a lot of their training is very rigorous, very hard. So yeah, that's. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jamorion. And now I'm going to bring it back to Amaya.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Johnny Fogel from ASU. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. Sorry. How are you? It was lagging a little bit, so I just wanted to make sure that my mic was
No
muted.
worries. You're all good. What are you here to talk about
Um,
about with us tonight?
Well, tomorrow Texas Tech is traveling to Tucson to play Arizona in a top 25 college basketball game, and I think everybody needs to check this game out. Arizona specifically has a lot of freshman players. Koa Pete specifically, he went to Gilbert. Braden Burries is a freshman who's also going to go in the lottery. Koa Pete's going to go in the lottery, and this should be a really exciting game. Arizona's 23-1. They're coming off their first loss of the season, which happened earlier this week to Kansas, which was a really big deal because Kansas was playing without their best player, who's supposed to go number one in the draft. Arizona's the number one team in the country at the same time. And even though they're, I believe, 10-point favorites, around something like that, it's going to be a competitive game because the Big 12 has consistently been maybe the best conference in college basketball this year. You can make an argument for it. I'd probably say the Big 10 is. But, yeah, it's a huge matchup in the Big 12.
Absolutely. How do you think that they are going to do coming off? You mentioned their first loss. How do you think that they're going to perform?
I think they'll perform well. Tommy Lloyd, the coach of Arizona, usually has these guys coached up really well. And they've got an experienced group way beyond their years because most of these guys are 18, 19 years old, especially with Jaden Bradley, who's been leading the point guard position, and Koa Pete, who I mentioned earlier. These are like 18, 19-year-old guys, but they were 23-0 for a reason. They're number one in the country in basically every ranking. They're top 5 in defensive efficiency, top 5 in offensive efficiency, in addition to being number one on KenPom and Torvik.com. So I think they'll bounce back really well, and I think they end up winning this game by double digits.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Johnny, and have a good evening. Ethan is back joining us. Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so next I am going to introduce Cole Bruntz from the University of Arizona talking about Palo Verde's playoff game.
Yeah, what's going on, Ethan? So I just covered this game tonight. I was doing a solo broadcast with 2 other people. It was a good experience. But yeah, so we had the Palo Verde Titans and the Phoenix Country Day Eagles. The Eagles were 24-1 coming into this game, and their only loss was actually to Palo Verde at like the very beginning of the season. So I thought that was a good, interesting bit. The player of the game was Jad Aga. He's a 6'8" junior. He had big control over the game. He had a ton of rebounds, and he was hitting it from beyond the arc, the 3-point line, quite a bit, which was surprising for a big guy like that. But yeah, I mean they were the 5 seed, and they ended up winning against Palo Verde 55-51. So it was a close one. But I mean Palo Verde, it was in their high school, but they were ahead. There were some early turnovers that they capitalized on, but after that first quarter, only Palo Verde was up by 1 point, I think, and then after that, the Eagles, the Phoenix Country Day Eagles, pretty much had everything, going in their favor. They pretty much, I think they led in every quarter until the end. So, yeah.
Definitely. What was the environment like in that type of game?
Yeah, it was loud. It was very loud. Probably the loudest game I've called so far this year. They had a pretty rowdy student section as well. There was probably at least 5 students. They had signs as well. So yeah, it was pretty rowdy. And then they had a little pregame introduction for the players, which I thought was pretty cool too. So
definitely. All right. Well, thank you, Cole, for that recap. And now I'm going to bring it back to Amaya.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Cole Bruntz talking the Super Bowl recap.
This is Cole Bruntz reporting with the Varsity Sports Show on the Super Bowl recap. We had a game between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots on February 8th, 2026 for the Lombardi Trophy. Both teams had struggled early to score a touchdown, but the Seattle Seahawks kicker Jason Myers had kicked 4 field goals for the Seahawks to put them up. The first touchdown of the game came in the very beginning of the fourth quarter, where Sam Darnold threw a touchdown to Seattle Seahawks tight end A.J. Barner. The Patriots did answer back, though, with a quick touchdown after that from Drake May throwing a pass to Mac Hollins for a deep touchdown in the end zone. The play that really sealed this game, though, for the Seahawks was when Drake May was sacked by Devin Witherspoon, who ultimately ended up getting the ball thrown up in the air, and Uchenna Nwosu intercepted it and ran it back for a pick 6, which ultimately sealed the game. While Sam Darnold did throw for 202 yards, the Seahawks really leaned on their run game, and Kenneth Walker giving him 27 carries, and he totaled for 135 yards on the ground, and ultimately ended up winning the Super Bowl MVP. The Seattle Seahawks now have 2 Super Bowls in their franchise's history, and they will go into this offseason looking to repeat as Super Bowl champions. As for the New England Patriots, they too will look to make it back, as they have a lot of room to work with Drake May still being on his rookie contract.
All right, and we are back. We're getting close to closing the show out, but what a great show. And before we do, I just wanted to send it to each of our co-hosts and ask a little bit about the week and in some highlights for you guys, whether it be from tonight's show or just in general. Amaya.
I recently did a segment, I think it was last week, on Palo Verde dance. You know, I'm a big dance fan. That is my background. They are competing at Nationals tomorrow, so I would just like to wish them luck. And congratulations for making it this far, girls.
Okay. Ethan, how about you?
Yeah, so I got the opportunity to broadcast 2 games this week. One on Tuesday, I broadcasted Coronado versus Desert Sunrise. And on Thursday, I broadcasted Cactus Shadows versus Saguaro. 2 really good games, close games, a lot of talented players on each side. And, I mean, the environment was great. I loved it.
Awesome. Well, you guys are doing a great job. And on behalf of our amazing team, guys, make sure you tune into the Varsity Sports Show tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We will be out at the Senior Showcase at Ottawa University in Surprise, where we will be featuring a lot of live content. Thanks again to Coach Steve Huber, the brand new head football coach at Queen Creek, for joining us tonight. He'll be on with us tomorrow morning, as well as David Abrams, the brand new, currently the athletic director at Pinnacle High School, heading over to Saguaro very soon to be their AD. Brand new head football coach, Jason Ronquillo, that is going to be taking over at Saguaro. My old friend, Coach Lucas Ramirez, basketball coach at Saguaro, getting ready for an open seed and looking to do some good things to continue that momentum that he's been building the last 5 years. So on behalf of our amazing team and our co-hosts, Amaya Lucero from UNLV, Ethan Kinney from ASU, my name is Vince Delicio. Thanks again for tuning in to Friday Night Live. We'll talk to you soon.
It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show.
your destination for top high school previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live.